then you've got something to release. Snap the wrists. If you've got something to release, you're going to improve your strike, you're going to improve your distance. And then they go old. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get. Get some snap in your release. So the ball is your best teacher doing this. To snap down the bottom. Less is more into your swing. Too many golfers that have done it the wrong way, but there's going to be more down there, so you're going to hit it further. Beautiful. Snap the wrists. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett, star of the shows back there, keeping an eye on things, and welcome to a beautiful late afternoon here in the middle range at Chestfield. I've got a fantastic exercise today to really get this club in a position coming down to the ball, because I've seen too many golfers come down to the ball incorrect, mainly casting, getting this club out in front of them too much, not enough angle. Let's get a little bit more angle coming down, because if you have a little bit of that built into your downswing, then you've got something to release. If you've got something to release, you're going to improve your strike, you're going to improve your distance, because you're going to layer something called less is more into your swing. You're going to do less, but there's going to be more down there, so you're going to hit it further. And I've got an exercise that you can layer into your swing, and the more you do it, the better you're going to get. So the back camera set up, make sure Trev's comfortable down there and he looks it. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so let's get on with it. And there's going to be a few phases to the drill. Phase number one, what we're going to do, we're going to get in our position, and I've been here before in the channel, get the butt of the club opposite the ball line, as you can see there. For you slicers of the ball, get the club head behind your hands. Tiny little pump. We're going to hit a lot of balls today, and we're going to release. Release meaning we're going to release our club and our arms past us. We haven't really moved yet, head's still down. Let's crack on. That's phase number one. Just keep drilling. You should, because the club head is behind your hands. The feedback, if you know you've done the release correctly, tiny pump, release your knee as well, is the ball should pop to the right slightly. It's not a distance exercise. The ball's pop to the right, you know you've released it correctly. What I mean by that is too many golfers get here and then they go old. So if I do an old, look what happens to the ball. So the ball's going to be a great feedback. Right, butt of the club above the ball line, head back. If I pump and go old, if I was over the top, the ball's going to go left. So the ball is your best teacher doing this. Tiny pump, that's the key. We're going to release our knee from here. So that's going to help with the club being behind us. If I keep my knee on the floor or my weight goes on the outside of my right pocket, the club's going to come outside. It's going to encourage it anyway. So butt of the club opposite the ball, don't care how you get there, just get in that position, check it, the club head is behind my hands, kick in whilst you release. It's not a distance exercise. Beautiful, the ball should pot right slightly, lovely. So you are now practicing release from this late lag position. Like the thumbnail or the title says, snap the wrists. You've got to train these wrists to snap down the bottom. But you can't snap if you haven't got anything there to release. And doing this exercise will really help your downswing as well, because if you want to try and swing through that position, which you probably won't, I can't even get there, but you're in an exaggerated position, and then hopefully your brain will feel a way to get to that position, or a little bit of it anyway. That's the key. The key is to make the movement. Beautiful, elbow should be in. You can see from the behind view how shut I am still. So I'm not open, I've delayed my rotation. Okay, remember this is for the slice of the ball. Butt of the club is above my ball line, tiny pump. Beautiful, snap the wrists. So why I'm delaying that release so much and getting the butt of the club, as you can see with the slow motion swing, why I'm delaying it so much is you don't need to worry now about what the hand's doing. All you've got to now is practice, because your hands are already above the ball. All you've got to do now is snap that club back. Just practice snapping that club past your hands. That's the only way to create some good connection, bit of compression, and natural speed. Natural speed for you club golfers, nice and passive feeling. When you pull the pin and you go full out, everything's going to start blending hopefully. You won't stand there and just do this, although I prefer that golf swing for the club golfer. Later on in the video I'll talk about how you can introduce this feeling if you hooker the ball as well. So that's phase one, just hit hundreds and hundreds of shots like that. Not really at a driving range. If you've got a practice area, hit your own balls, beautiful. Or you can just pop it into a net and you'll be able to see where it hits into the net. It should hit slightly right of where you're aiming. Because in a perfect world, you should be able to make the movement of your body, so the engine room, and your arms and hands should respond. But there's too many golfers that have done it the wrong way too long. So this needs educating. You need to get yourself into the position and then you can educate the hands and arms to release. Get some snap in your release. So that's phase one. Phase two, and I think there's only 2 phases really until you pull the pin, is we're not going to stop now. And the secret, and you probably know what's coming now, is we're going to do different speeds. So 1 out of 10. Delay. Snap. Beautiful. Don't worry about where the follow through goes, just focus on the snap. You can see the slow motion how still my head is. I'm delaying. 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Beautiful. Nearly missed that with the toe. You can see where the ball went. Doesn't matter, we are practicing exaggeration. Because there's no speed on the club head, I can exaggerate this club coming so far inside. I nearly missed it there on the inside. Beautiful. Completely opposite if you're an over the topper. Okay, another 1 out of 10, we move on. Delay, release. Oh yes, love it. Really snap those wrists in there, because I was 1 out of 10 from here, but as soon as I started introducing the snap, you could see I couldn't stop it. So the 1 out of 10 became 3 down the bottom. There's the less is more. So let's do 3 out of 10. So the secret to this is when you get to here, you don't move your head or your body. You keep everything where it is and then you snap the wrists. That's all you're feeling like you're moving here. So delay it, delay it, delay it. Beautiful. Now to the right, very toey, which is completely opposite to over the top. Love it. Practice swing to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Do a few pumps there, stop. That's an exercise you can do. Beautiful. Snap. Love it. A bit quicker that time, see I couldn't hold the follow through because of the snap of the wrists. You can't hold it. Every single golfer that you see on TV, every single golfer you see at your club who's pretty competent, you're professional, they have this release that you, from about here, the hands and arms take over. The majority of elite golfers, or golfers like that anyway, are trying to stop it. They're trying to hold on. Majority of club golfers, if you stood at the back of your first tee and you witnessed every club golfer tee off, generally you will see a slow club face and a lot of movement with their body, and it's not creating the distance they require. If you add a little bit of this into your game, a little bit of delay and then snap, it's the complete opposite scale of that golfer on the first tee. And remember, you don't have to be perfect here, just a little bit. Maybe a 5 out of 10. Right, we're going to feel like we're going to swing through here, so we're going to lose a little bit more awareness. Oh wow, and you really will feel it. Remember, take your time, but work through those speeds. 1, 3, 5, 7, then go full out, then come back to 1 again and go through the process. It's absolutely gold, it really is. Beautiful exercise to layer into your swing, because when you stand on the first tee, you can't think this, it's going too quickly. But you will get a feeling from movement when you do this exercise. So one more exercise with phase 1. Hold. The secret to this is you're releasing your knees, there's a bit of kick in towards your left toe, and you're releasing your hand, and obviously the club passes your head. Nice and still with everything apart from those 2 bits of your body. Look at that. I haven't even looked yet. Don't even need to. Beautiful. And then from here we're working on speeds. 1, 3, 5. Let's do a 3. Oh yes. If you want to play golf into your latter years and hit the ball further, this is what you do. Right, that's the golfer who generally slices it because you're keeping it nice and passive with everything and releasing your hands and arms. What about the golfer who hooks it? Okay, so similar, but a little bit different release. So I've still got it on a tee, still going to do the same thing. So phase 1, we're going to do the same thing, but the club isn't going to be behind. The club is going to be pretty level. You can do it a little bit more out, but let's do level here. So it's going to be parallel with your feet-ish. Okay, same thing. We're going to do a little pump, But from here, we're not going to allow the club to pass and release, because you do that too much if you're a hooker of the ball starting right. We're going to pivot through with our body and keep my right hand under my left. You're really going to keep the stability, keep the club face looking up to the sky. What I didn't do in phase one, you can just kind of let the follow through go if you like. Okay, nice and neutral, up, beautiful. Remember, it's not a distance exercise, only gone 50 yards that. So remember this transition with the club coming down to the ball. I don't know where this club face is, so it's great to do this kind of freezer exercises where you're guaranteeing the club and hands in the correct position. Remember, the secret is not a big pump. Turn through and hold the angle. Beautiful. The ball now is starting left, and that's how it should be, because you're starting left because the path's a bit out to in now, and then you're holding that face open, getting that cut spin. Obviously it won't cut because there's not enough velocity on the ball, it's not going quick enough, but it will encourage it as soon as you start speeding it up. Right, one more. Club in line with the hands-ish. Still releasing the knee from here. Beautiful, big pivot. All I'm feeling is in my shoulders and my torso from that position here. Right, let's get on to phase two for the hooker of the ball. Same thing, we're not going to stop. Do a few practice swings to try and blend. There we go. Through, okay. Don't really need to hold off the follow through, but it's always good to kind of maintain and make sure you're doing it correctly. Club out in front, so if you're a bit under, it might feel like the club's coming out a little bit. That's fine, because you're guaranteeing left starting there, and then you're going to hold it off. Okay, 1 out of 10. This will be 1 out of 10 throughout, because there's no snap down the bottom really. There's more of a snap with the release of your body, more than your hands and arms. Right, 3 balls left. Let's work on speeds. Let's work 3 out of 10. Beautiful. You can let the follow through go a little bit. Okay, it's starting to turn a little bit left to right, that. 5 out of 10. Oh, yes. Now I'm going to struggle to hold on to the follow through in terms of shortness. That's fine. Just let it go now. Remember, you'll get to a number where it'll start going back to old a little bit, so that's the number you stay on. So if it's a 7 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10, you feel like, oh, that feels a little bit old or it's harder to do, just stay on that number and practice that speed. And you can do this on the course too. You can do some practice swings while you're waiting. Okay, phase one, get it in this position, hands above the ball, club up, not behind, that's the slicer behind there. For the hooker of the ball, getting a bit more kind of left to right spin on it, and then you're holding it off. 7 out of 10. Okay, the ball started left, drew slightly, so I just flipped it a little bit. So the ball's telling me I need to work on a little bit of hand under there. Remember, the best teacher in the world, not Butch Harmon, that golf ball. But you've got to know why, and then you've got to know how to fix it. Then it becomes the best teacher in the world. Okay, we're going to pull the pin now. Oh yes, that was better. Really held that off, kind of Tommy Fleetwood style there. Okay everyone, so remember, you will get to that speed where it starts to pull you back to old. That's the number you can work on. And then you work on that. So repetition's the mother of skill for this one. The more you do, phase one, and then you're trying to blend it. It's really important to try and blend those speeds into it, because you don't want to just do phase one all the time. You don't want to get used to stopping. Remember, the whole idea of this, and it will fast track you, is to blend it in without stopping. It's harder, no question about it, and that's why we take a bit of pace off. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me. Thank you very much for your support. If you're a member, YouTube or the Patreon, you're going the extra mile. Thank you very much for your support. I'm very, very grateful. Okay, so from a beautiful late afternoon, probably evening now, at Chestfield, we bid you farewell. Trev's ready, so it's time to go. We'll see you next time. Stay healthy on and off the golf course. Have a great golfing week, and we'll see you next time. Cheerio.